Hello again, hopefully. Okay, so this class is going to be a moving class. We're going to do a little bit of hatha type holds later on towards the end before we go into relaxation, but generally it's going to be a moving class. Just take it easy. Anything that doesn't feel right for you, or if you've got any constraints, be compassionate with your body, as we always are in yoga. If it hurts, don't do it. It's still a work in progress, this class. Hopefully it'll go okay. If I make the odd blunder, then just ride with it. As I say, I'm not really taught it a lot this class, but it's got some really good content, which hopefully you'll enjoy. We're going to start in a standing position in Tadasana. So taking your feet hip width apart. First thing to do here is ground down through the feet. So lift the toes, broaden through the toe knuckle area, and then plant the feet down. Find those 3 points, 4 points of contact in your feet. Feel grounded. Okay. And then just to center ourselves, try to get some length through the body. So lift up through the crown of the head, roll the shoulders back, let the hands just drop down toward the side of the body, tuck the chin in slightly. You don't have to close your eyes, but find some focus in your body, your practice. So for me, that would be closing the eyes, and I would just gently bring my attention to my breath. I'll feel the feet grounded down through the mat, and I'll find that sense of stability. And I will try to broaden through my feet, engaging my quads slightly, and then just standing, following the breath, just checking in where my head is, if my head is in the practice or if my head is elsewhere. And then to bring my head into the practice, feeling all of the sensations in my body, from the grounding through the feet, through to any constraints in the body, any tightness I might have. And then gently again, following the nice natural breath. Maybe rest a hand on my belly, maybe feel the breath, move the belly as the diaphragm pushes down. And release. So bring your awareness into this practice, your body, your breath, and feeling grounded on the mat. Don't have to spend too long in this process, but it is important to get yourself centered. Yoga is a feeling practice, and remember that through the course of the postures. Keeping your focus not only on your drishti, whatever the focal point is, but the focus on what's going on inside of the body, what's going on with the presence of your body on the mat. Okay, and now we're going to start. So we're going to start moving gently from a standing position. So come to the top of your mat, soften the knees, inhale the hands up nice and high, exhale the hands down and behind you. Okay, so inhale, this is the movement. It's like skiing, if you like. Inhaling up, lift up, exhaling, coming down. And you can actually start to progress this a bit more with the breath, but working within your body. Going a little bit faster, maybe sweeping those arms back even further, bringing the shoulder blades together, bending the knees a little bit more, just getting that movement in the body. And the body will start to warm up quite quickly with this movement, because pretty much there's a lot being placed on your bodies. Again, you can get quicker and quicker with this, to the point where you're actually really trying to throw the hands off of the wrists. Try to be loose in the wrists now. Okay, and then come to a nice slowing up standing position. Okay, so the next movement is a bit like power walking on one leg. What it looks like is this. Okay, that's what it looks like. There's a lot going on though. So you're lifting your leg up and stepping it back. Now I'm stepping back onto my toes. You can, if your balance is good, leave your toes off of the mat. Extending through that leg. Okay, now the breath's important here. Exhale as the leg goes back. Inhale, the hip flexor flexes, knee comes up. Exhale, inhale. Exhale, inhale. Keep going. Keep a gentle core contraction. Try to keep your hips stable so the work's coming in the femur, in the socket. and release. Okay, we go on the other side then. So flex that knee. The right knee comes up as the left hand comes up. The right hand goes behind. And again, using your toe for balance. If the balance isn't with you this moment, and trying to get that stability in the pelvis. Trying to get the breath to work the process. Check in either side how the balance is. It's a great indicator of where you might be slightly constrained on one side. And release. And already we've started to get some warmth in the body, heart rate rising. Okay. Next one is pelvic rotations. Okay, moving the pelvis over the femurs, forwards, and backwards. I always get these mixed up. Okay, so what we're actually doing is using our navel and the muscles below our tummy button to pull the tailbone through, and then releasing, sticking the bum out. Okay, tucking under and putting the bum out. Tucking under, posterior rotation, backward rotation. Pushing the bum out, forward rotation of the pelvis. Really good movement to loosen up the lower spine. We do it lying down. We do it in cat-cow. We can do it in Tadasana. Okay, get that movement, find your constraints. Think about what's tight here. A couple more of these, softening the knees, and a few more of these, just to get that blood moving in the body. And now we're going to go straight into some sun salutations because we're already reasonably warmed up. So coming up to Tadasana, inhale the hands up, turn and look up. Softening the knees, float the hands down to a bent knee forward bend. Hands come down onto your shins. Inhale, lift the chest, look forward, straighten the legs. Exhale, come into a straight leg forward bend. If it's tough on the lower back, bend the knees. Okay. Going to step the right leg to the back of the mat. Inhale, bringing that left knee on top of the left ankle, turning the shoulders to the left on that same inhale, taking the left hand up. Exhale down. Inhale, turn the shoulders to the right, keeping the pelvis stable, turn and look up at that right hand. Exhale down. Push into the mat with the hands, glide back into plank, leveling out the body, shoulders on top of wrists. Exhale, knees, chest, chin, all the way down, tops of the feet on the mat. Inhale, peel the chest away, lift up through the crown of the head. Maybe the pelvis is still on the mat here. Exhale down. Inhale up into tabletop, tucking the toes into the mat. And exhale as you lift the hips up and backwards, sending the heels down into your downward dog. Looking back at your ankles, pedaling through the legs, loosen off any stickiness in the tissues in your legs. Still breathing nice and slowly here. Okay, with a breath in, lift the left leg nice and high into three-legged dog. And with a breath out all the way down. With a breath in, lift the right leg nice and high into three-legged dog. Come up to the toes of the left foot, step that right foot forward between the hands. Okay, bringing the shoulders, bring the right knee on top of the right ankle. And with a breath in, turn the shoulders to the right, take that right hand up for a twisting lunge. Exhale down. Turning the shoulders to the left, keeping the pelvis nice and stable here. Take a twist here. A little bit more tricky this side because of the hip flexor. Exhale down. Step to the top of the mat. Tucking the chin in, slowly rolling up to standing. As you come upright, roll the shoulders back. Inhale the hands up. Turn and look up, tall mountain. Softening the knees, slowly float the hands down to a bent knee forward bend. Hands come on top of the shins or the ankles or the feet. Inhale up into half forward bend, straightening the legs, lifting the chest. Exhale, straight leg forward bend. Okay, so what we're going to do now is step the right leg all the way to the back of the mat and drop the right knee down onto the mat. Come to an upright position here. Pulling your core in, stabilizing the pelvis. Inhaling the hands up into crescent moon. Exhale, we're going to slowly bring the arms down, cactus in the arms, bring the elbows down, shoulder height. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, Exhale, down. Inhale, up. Exhale, float the hands down, either side of that left foot. Push into the mat with the hands. Lift the right knee up. Glide back to plank. Nice and strong here. Shoulders on top of wrists. Okay, really engage in the serratus anterior, pushing the ground away. Keeping the core nice and firm as well. Slowly lower all the way down. Knees, chest, chin, everything onto the mat. Hands down the side of the body. Dynamic locust. Inhale, lift the chest, lift the legs. Exhale, release. And again, inhale into locust. Exhale, release. A little bit deeper this time. Inhale and release. And inhale on the fourth, we'll hold static locust, driving the fingertips down the side of the body. Breathe in nice and slowly. And release. Hands come down either side of the rib cage. Push up into tabletop, tuck the toes in, and lift up into downward dog. Taking a few breaths here, slowing things. Okay, looking up between the hands, step, walk, float, or jump to the top of the mat, your choice. To a bent knee forward bend. Keeping the hips low. Inhale the hands up into chair. Exhale, sweep the hands behind and come up onto your toes. Inhale, drop the heels, lift the hands up into chair. Dynamic movement. Exhale, come behind onto the toes. Inhale up into chair. And this time, exhale onto the toes and hold and balance. And think about the sensations in your body. Your focus on the mat in front of you, feeling the power in your toes. Dropping onto the heels, inhale up into chair. Exhale, float forward into a bent knee forward bend. Hands on your shins. Inhale, lift the chest into half forward bend, looking forwards, lengthening through the back. Breathing nice and slowly. And a slow exhale as you drop down into a straight leg forward bend. But quickly bending the knees, tucking the chin in, rolling up to standing. Inhale the hands up and down. Inhale the hands up for a straight leg forward bend. So swan dive all the way down to the mat. Coming onto the balls of the feet, light on the heels. Head and chest coming down towards the floor. Lift the sit bones up. Find tension in the hamstrings here. This is too much for your back. Bend your knees. Few slow, steady breaths here. Then bending the knees. Stepping the left leg all the way to the back of the mat, dropping that left knee down. Ready to come to an upright position. Pulling your core in, stabilizing your pelvis. Inhale the hands up, looking forwards. Exhale, cactus the arms all the way down. Think about your shoulder blades, your scapula. Inhale up, gliding down the back of the rib cage. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Good. Inhale up, and you can work with your breath. You don't have to work with my breath. Exhale down. And this time, inhale up, fold forward, hands come down either side of that right foot, lift up the left knee, glide back to a plank. Exhale now, all the way down. Dynamic cobra, tops of the feet on the mat. Inhale, peel the chest away. Exhale down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale down. Third one, this time inhale into cobra and hold, and gentle pressure into the mat to try to lift the pelvis off the mat into a high cobra, lifting up through the crown of the head, holding, breathing. Maybe look down the left side of the mat. Look straight ahead or down the right side of the mat. Look straight ahead. And then slowly lower down. Inhale to tabletop, tucking the toes in. Exhale into dog. From here, inhale the left leg nice and high. Exhale, left knee to left elbow. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, left knee to right elbow. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, release. Yes. Inhale the right leg nice and high, three-legged dog. Exhale, right knee to right elbow. Inhale, lifting up, three-legged dog. Exhale, cross the body. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, drop down. Bend the knees, walk to the top of the mat. Keep the knees bent. If you want, take a bent knee forward bend or drop the hands under the feet. So the backs of the hands are on the mat. The toes come up into the wrists. And then gently push into the mat with your toes. Gently lift up through the shoulders and breathe. Okay, bending the knees, tucking the chin in, rolling up to a standing position. Inhale the hands up, nice and wide. The top of your mat, float the left knee off of the mat, standing staff, and hold and breathe. If you want to challenge your balance, your hip flexor strength, straighten out through that left leg. Still breathing. Bend the knee, float the hands down, float the leg down. Next, inhale, float the hands up nice and high, float the right knee off of the mat, standing staff. Check out where you are in this posture. Check out the balance. Okay, bend the knee, float the hands down. Well done. Staying at the top of the mat. Inhale the hands up, nice and high. Exhale the hands down onto your hips. I'm going to step the left leg all the way to the back of the mat and come up into a high lunge here, crescent lunge. Okay, find your stability, find your balance, find your focus, looking straight ahead. Right knee pointing over right toes. Try not to collapse into that left knee, pushing back into that left heel. Okay, dynamic movement now. So inhale here, on an exhale, and sweep the hands behind us. Inhale up, exhale. Inhale up, exhale. Inhale up. Now we're going to go to a dragon pose. What that is take your right arm in front of you, flex the wrist, the fingers point up. Bend your left elbow and take it behind you, and then point your fingers forwards and hold here. And breathe. Drop the hands down, inhale the hands up. Start to come into warrior three. So take your body weight over that standing leg, reach forward with the hands and see if you can float the left foot off of the mat. Find some balance here, keeping the arms nice and wide to keep it under control. And breathe. Well done. Drop the hands down onto the floor. Half moon. So walk your right hand somewhere away towards the right. Take the left hand up towards the ceiling. If you've got the balance here, flex the left ankle. Turn and look up at that left hand if you can. But it's okay to stay in standing split if this is too much for you. It's not a competition. It's what you've got in your body. Feeling that sense of grounding, feeling the work that's going on in the body, and checking in with the breath. Bringing that left hand down. I'm going to float that left foot back down to the mat. I'm going to walk the hands around to the left. I'm going to drop the right knee down onto the mat, straightening out through the left leg. Walk the hands forwards. Keep the left toes pointing up, so ankle flexed. Walk the hands backwards. Find some tension in the left hamstring. Walk the hands forwards. Inhale. Exhale backwards. Inhale, glide in movement. Exhale backwards and hold. Find the tension in the adductor. The hamstrings maybe turn towards the left to get a modified half split. Finding tension, breathing, releasing any tightness, any contractions. And walking the hands around to the front again. And then stepping up, coming into a wide leg position, inching the feet further apart, pigeon toeing the feet. Okay, lifting the sit bones up, bending the elbows, taking the chest and the head further down towards the floor. Doesn't matter how far you go, try to lift those sit bones up. Find tension in your legs here and breathe. And then come up, push the hands into the mat. Going to drop down onto the left knee. Going to do that little sequence on this side. So walk the hands forward. So flexing that right ankle, toes pointed up. Lean back into the tension and release. Exhale. Release. And again, keep going. Release, and this time we'll hold that stretch. When you find that tension, if you want, you can turn around to look over that straight leg, come into that modified half splits, keeping this ankle flexed, softening through the knee. And then walking all the way back to the front. We're going to turn all the way to our left to come into high crescent lunge on this side. So finding your stability here before you lift up into a high crescent lunge. Again, check here, a couple of breaths just to find your position. Left knee over left toes, not collapsing into the right knee. Gauging the core, shoulder blades coming down the back, looking directly forwards. Inhaling, exhaling, gliding the hands backwards. Inhale up and back with a breath. Inhale up, getting that synchronization, breath to movement and feeling good in your yoga. Inhale up and again. Inhale up for a dragon pose on this side. So drop the left arm in front, point the wrist or point the hand forwards. Take the left arm back, bend the elbow, point the fingers forwards and hold and breathe. Feeling the work going on in the body in this posture. Inhale the hands up. Warrior three. Start to take your wide arms forwards so you can lift the right leg off of the mat. Find the balance here. What works for you? Drop the hands down, half moon. Walking that left hand away to get some stability. Flex the right ankle. Maybe take that right hand up. Maybe turn up and look up at that right hand. If you've got it in your yoga, don't worry if you don't. Dropping that right hand down. Floating that right foot back. Step back into dog. Pedaling the legs out here. Inhale, come all the way through. On your toes, lower the hips down, lift up through the crown of the head, shoulder blades coming back down the back into a upward dog on your toes, and exhale into dog. And again, inhale through, keeping your core engaged, protecting, supporting your lower back. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. And then we're going to inhale the left leg nice and high, come up onto the toes of the left foot. We're going to step that left foot forward between the hands. And then inhale the hands up nice and high into crescent lunge. Exhale, tuck the arms out nice and wide, palms facing down, and a dip here, a lunge dip. Inhale, come up. Hands come up above you together. Exhale, lunge dip with a breath. Inhale, floating the hands up like wings, like you're flying through the air. Like, and you probably work this out, an eagle, and then come all the way up. But this time the hands come out to the side, palms down. Taking the left arm under the right arm. When the elbows cross, bend the elbows. Eagle arms, lift the elbows up. Turn and look up at your hands in front of you. And release. Inhale the hands up. Exhale, fold forwards. Take the hands down towards the mat. Skandasana coming up. So you can do what we did the other time by bending your left knee and setting your knee on the mat. But if you haven't got any problems with your knees, if you have, don't do this. Be very careful. You can still support yourself with your hands on the mat. If you want to try some balance in this posture, bring your hands to your heart center. Keep that nice stretch through that right hamstring adductor. Ankle flexed. Shoulders nice and relaxed. Then drop the hands down. We're going to walk back to a wide-legged forward bend position. Again, like we did before. But this time, we're going to walk the hands forwards into a wide-legged dog. So drop in the neck, the head down between the shoulders, lifting the sit bones up, taking a few breaths here. And then walk the hands backwards. This time, heel toe, heel toe, heel toe, the feet closer together. So you can find a malasana, a squat posture, where you can compress into your hips and lengthen through the lower back, lift up through the crown of the head, breathing into the belly, finding that hip compression. Stay in here for a few breaths. Anybody wants to take Bakasana, then by all means, take Bakasana. But you can stay in the squat pose, feeling that compression in your hips. Wherever you are. And then I'm going to come into Skandasana on the other side. So straighten out through the left leg, bending that right knee. Again, sensitive to your knee here. Flex that left ankle. Keep your hands down to support you. Support the knee. If you have the balance, if you're okay with this posture, then find Skandasana here. Okay, release. So drop the hands down wherever you are. I'm going to turn all the way around to our right to come up to high crescent lunge. So find some stability with your feet. Inhale, bring the hands up nice and high and wide. Okay, remember what we did on the other side. So inhale here, exhale, float the hands down, bend that right knee. Inhale up, exhale down, flying. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. With your breath, inhale up, halfway up. This time, crossing the arms, the right arm under, elbows cross, bend the elbows, lift up through the fingertips, look at the heart, drishti as your arms in front of you, finding that stretch through the upper part of your back. And controlling your nice, slow breath. Release. Inhale, hands up. Looking down towards the top of your mat. Float down and lift up into standing split. And stay here if you want, or take a half moon by turning the shoulders to the left, taking the left hand up, flexing that left ankle, turning and looking up at the left hand. Bringing that left hand down, floating the left foot back down. Push into the mat with the hands as you step back into a downward dog. Inhale through into plank, shoulders on top of wrists, leveling out the body. Exhale, coming down to the mat, your choice. Inhale, lift up into cobra, lifting the pelvis off the mat, bringing the shoulders down, lifting up through the crown of the head. Exhale down. Inhale into tabletop, cross the ankles, roll back into a seated position. And then down onto your lumbar spine. Bring your knees in to massage the lower back for a couple of breaths here. And then holding onto your right knee, straighten out through the left leg. Okay, point the toes, hands behind the ears, not pressing in the head. Yogi bikes. So inhale here. And then as you exhale, turn towards the right. So take your left elbow towards your right knee. Inhale here. And as you exhale, change. So blow and go. Pointing the toes, lengthen through each leg. You can go as long as you want here. Keep it nice and slow. Working with the breath. Keeping that lumbar spine pressed into the mat. That's really important because that really engages your core. Most of the work, hip flexors. But we've still got some work going on with the obliques, rec abdominals, and transverse abdominals. You can probably tell by my voice. And bring the knees in, gentle massage of the lower back. Roll up to seated. Straightening out through the left leg. Step the right foot over. You can grab hold of the right leg and twist or turn the shoulders to the left, or you can have a elbow in there and then turn the shoulders to the left. Use both arms to bind, keeping the spine coming up straight, turning and looking back. Pulling the tummy button in, flexing the left ankle. Breathing into the ribs. Slowly releasing, change over. So right leg straight, left foot over the outside of the right knee. And you can grab hold and turn to the right, or you can put that left elbow on the inside, using your arms as binds, as levers, keeping your spine nice and straight, and then rotating through the spine, turning and looking back. And release. Okay, straighten out the legs here. Just take a couple of shuffles on your sit bones. You're going to get that spine back in line. So come forwards on your sit bones. So the pelvis is rotating on the femurs now. If your hammies are tight and your knees are up here, that's okay. The important thing is to try and get on the front of the sit bones so you don't compromise the lower back here. But when you find some tension in your body into Paschimottanasana, seated forward bend, take the hands forwards, keeping the chest and the chin going forwards. If you're using a bind, ground in as much as you can through the backs of the knees. So really try to press down into those hamstrings. If you activate your hamstrings and really push the backs of the legs into the mat for 10 seconds, Then release. You can go a little bit further forwards. Something going on in the nerve receptors, in the tendons, in the belly of the muscles. Finding that stretch, softening anything that's tight. And release. Okay, counter pose. Take the hands just behind the hips. We've probably done this before in some of my other videos, but if you're not sure, keep your knees hip width apart, bend your knees 90 degrees in the knees, plant the feet down. When you're ready, push into the mat with the hands as you lift up into a reverse tabletop. So using your glutes and your lower back muscles to push the hips up, driving down through both hands, letting the head drop back between the shoulders, keeping the work going on. Try to keep your lower back engaged here and the glutes pushing up into this posture. And release. Okay, come down onto your lumbar spine. Pull your knees in, massage the lower back. I'm going to take a recline pigeon here. Couple of options. So first one, drop the right knee down, rest the left ankle on top of the right knee, bring that right knee off of the mat or right foot off of the mat, grab hold of the hamstrings or the back or the shin with your head and shoulders on the mat. If it's more comfortable, gently pull that right knee towards you to find tension, stress in the left glute. Hold and breathe. To go deeper into this, if you want, you can take your arms under that left lower leg, rest the forearms against the leg, drop the right foot down, and then use the power, the strength of the arms to bring that left leg into deeper rotation, external rotation in the hip. But only go with what you've got in your body. And then release, dropping that right foot down, change over. Right ankle on top of left knee, head and shoulders on the mat. Lift the left leg up, reach forward, grab hold of the back of the leg or the shin, gently pull that stretch on. Feel how that feels. Releasing anything tight that doesn't need to be contracting, active. And then working again with any option you want to work in this posture. But go to that point of stress in the tissue, in the muscle, and breathe steadily, slowly into that. Continually processing the sensations in your body. Where's your head? Bring it to your breath. Bring it into your practice. Okay, wherever you are, slowly come out of that. Okay, drop the feet down. Join the soles of the feet together and just allow the knees to flop to the side here, to reclined cobbler. Just for a moment, feeling that release around your hips, around your groin. A lot of work gone on in the lower body in this practice. Just processing how that feels. And then straighten your legs out. Bring your right knee up towards, or your right foot up towards your right thigh, right knee. Take the right hand out to the side and use your left hand to roll over to the left. So bringing that right knee across to the left for a twist here, looking up, and then looking towards your right hand. A couple of breaths here. Release, come to the other side. So straighten out that right leg, bring that left foot in, left arm out to the side, and then levering that left leg across. Find a twist here, turn and look towards the left. Release. Straighten both legs out. Let the feet flop to the side at the bottom corners of your mat, so releasing the hips. Head and shoulders on the mat. Take the arms out nice and, or slightly wider of the mat. Backs the hands on the mat. Release the fingers. Close your eyes if you want. Take a big breath into the lungs here. Feel the chest and the belly rise. As you breathe out, soften the body entirely. Feel everything leave the body, the breath, the tension, the stress, the need to do anything. Allowing the breath to occur naturally now. But encouraging that sense of falling into the ground as the body lets go. The whole of the body. And where's your mind now? So if it's anywhere else, guide it back to following your natural breath. Processing all of the sensations with each inhale and exhale. And sticking with any one of those sensations. As the breath enters and leaves the body. If that's tricky for you, perhaps count each breath. Every second we focus on the breath, our mind is still. But it's natural for your mind to wander off. You can teach it to come back to this stillness. And now reflecting on the senses in the body, the feelings, the sense of release, softness, and heaviness. And noting how that sense of release slows the breath. And reflecting on this sense of stillness, release, calmness in your next day, the next day or so. But for now, allow the mind to take off, take control of your breathing, and start moving, engaging your body once more. In your own time, making your way to a comfortable seated position. Or you can stay in Shavasana for a little bit longer. But I'm going to bid you goodbye. Thank you for trying this class. Hope you liked it. If you do, be nice if you ticked like. I think it does something. I really don't know. I'm not good at this stuff. But I'm going to be putting some more videos up there Love it if you was to join in. I'd love it even more if you came to one of my classes, now starting again. In the meantime, stay safe, carry on doing yoga. Bye-bye.